Alright, I am ready to go here. Get the screen on. Force fields up. We're looking at the syllabus to begin with. When you noticed you went into Blackboard, there was not really a whole lot of stuff in there. So we'll be following the syllabus pretty close. I will open up some other chapters for you just a little bit later where you can submit your drawings. Okay, so we meet on Mondays at 12:30. You need to figure out 5 hours of lab per week and a minimum of 1 hour in here. The rest of it you can do wherever. Okay? You can do it at home, wherever you've got your laptop and a connection, or not. You wait till you get a connection later, to do your submission. But if you have AutoCAD on a laptop, you can do your lab work wherever you want. Okay? But 1 hour minimum in here, plus the 1 hour of lecture that we'll have every Monday. Okay? So basically we're looking at, with architectural design, creating a set of drawings, starting with site selection, materials, spatial relationships, which we've got some of that already that we've done, but this will be more relative to the actual site, not necessarily the views, okay, but actually how you want the thing to be positioned on the property. So we'll look at traditional and contemporary design, different designers, processes, historical milestones. And the way I'm going to approach that is you all are going to write a paper. Okay? So we'll look at that in just a moment. It says as we use board and computer techniques. So basically there's going to be very little board or technical sketching work. This course needs to be updated a lot. Okay, so we just don't teach. You just don't use the board manual drawing out there that much. Okay, but interiors and exteriors of your design, basically. So the book is the 6th edition. You do need the book right away. If you don't have it, then you're going to have to go get it.
I have it. It's at home. And I apologize to you for not bringing it because I forgot this one.
50 push-ups. Your course competencies, basically doing a residential floor plan, dimensioning, using references, drawing an elevation, drawing a presentation elevation, identifying material representations, and constructing accompanying drawings to the floor plan. So that's basically the instructor or professor's discretion. Okay? Accompanying drawings. So residential floor plan, see it's in bold. Residential elevation, presentation elevations, and accompanying drawings. So there'll be several of those. Not necessarily in this order. We've already kind of done symbols and materials. You all did that in Introduction to Architecture. Okay? So we kind of checked that one off. Really. You'll be expanding on it, learning more symbols and materials, but I'm not going to ask you to rehash all that. Okay, and then a residential floor plan, well, we're going to do one. It's going to be different than what you did before, and dimension it and so forth. Okay, so that'll be our base project that we get started with. You notice it doesn't say anything about site work, doesn't say anything about any of the site selection, spatial relationships, and aesthetics. So that's really kind of in the accompanying drawings kind of competency. Just to try and hook all this up for you. Like I say, it needs to be overhauled a little bit. The course catalog description and the competencies need to match just a little bit better. I can't change them, okay, but I can make them match up better in your content. Okay, I can't really go in here and change these, reword this. I'd love to reword it and rework it, but we'll have to get everybody in the state together and agree on it. Then this section here explores traditional, contemporary design, designers' processes, historical milestones. Well, it's in the course description, but it's not a competency. Okay? So that makes it really pretty optional, how much we want to cover in that. And to tell you the truth, you're going to benefit more learning to draw various types of buildings as a technician than learning several different designers and writing papers and researching contemporary and traditional designs, okay, or historical milestones. All right, there's not enough time in the course, and it's more important that you know how to create the proper drawings. I'm giving that higher importance than it is learning all about this. Okay. Then illustrate interiors and exteriors. Well, that's all floor plan, residential elevations, presentation elevations. That's what's covered in that, or that's how we're quantifying that with these competencies here, and then the accompanying drawings. And you've already done some section views, but we'll do some more of those. Okay? Onward and upward. So when we get done here with this, you all know the drill. On the agreement, I'll just print a bunch of the agreement sheets out, and you can sign those. Safety and emergency escape. Okay. Fire escape is through the stairwell. Tornado is downstairs, in the hallway downstairs. Okay, that long hallway in the basement. Okay. Earthquake, get under the desks. Don't run. If there's a shooter in the building or on campus, we get a notice on that. And we've got a push button lock on the doors now.
Really?
So they close, and then you can just push the button and lock it, so I don't have to go outside and try to lock the door while the guy's coming down the hallway.
I figured y'all cover that.
Or I would just tell Thomas to do it.
Yeah. It's good that y'all did cover over that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're still working on some other
Yeah,
things.
because, the idiots nowadays, so just crazy.
So anyway, so somebody would need to run back there and push the button. Maybe Matt would do it for us.
Yeah, man.
He's the smallest one.
Hey, there's a
Yeah.
shooter out there, maybe let you check the elevators.
Lock it.
We'll let you lock it.
Then, so this is the only day that I'll have the door standing open. So we would all get in this closet, as many of us as we can get in there, okay? If there's a shooter, lock the doors, turn out the lights, get in the closet, okay? And that door locks from, from the outside only. So you got to have a key to get in there. Of course, we can get out, but, it locks. It stays locked all the time, So we can get in there because our main thing is we want to be able to lock the door, and we don't want to be in view because we got all these windows.
Right, yeah, 'cause all these windows.
So you don't want to get under a desk because they might be able to see, looking in the window back there, they might be able to see in here.
Yes, sir.
Okay? All right, I think that covers it all. If, I'm the oldest one in here, so if I look like I'm having a heart attack or something,
You leave?
okay, and CPR. Yeah, he's not in this class.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, if somebody's having distress, trouble, and you're a certified first aid person, go ahead. I mean, you're obligated to do some kind of first aid. Otherwise, 911. Pick up that phone back there and 911. Okay? And then wherever you're at, if you're on campus or anywhere in public, and you call 911 or some kind of emergency, stay with the person and then try to get help. If you can't help them, send somebody that's close by to get help. Don't leave them. That's the worst thing you can do, even if you're not able to treat them. You want to stay there with them. Okay? All right, so kind of the same thing, but I soften up just a little bit. If you want to, you guys, and it's going to be a different kind of lab situation, so if you want to listen to music, that's fine. Just keep it where it doesn't annoy somebody else.
So now would be a good time to ask you about makeup work?
Well, we'll get down to it, but
Okay. I just didn't know.
makeup work on the other classes?
Yeah, the ones that.
No, it's not a good time right now. We need to do that after class.
Yes, sir.
So remember, no drinks that are uncapped at your workstation, no food, and try to clean your desktop once a week. There's going to be a final paper due on December 7th.
Is that like an essay or?
That's a research paper.
Oh, okay.
You're going to compare and contrast two American architects.
So it has to be works cited.
Yeah, MLA, your written expression of ideas is going to use level 3 and 4. Okay, level 3 and 4. If you don't know what that is, then you go to, it's basically a standard research type of paper. Let's see.
That's
I can
what
remember
she
where it
was
is.
going to go in the English class. She was talking about that. So I could do one in there too.
Yeah.
Great. CAD team, I mean, she's bro. She's pretty cool. I like her. Bet you have the 101.
Okay, so if you go to the main website, you go to academics, and you go to the quality enhancement plan. There's an expression of ideas framework, big PDF file. I gotta close this thing off over here. Window, now view.
December 7th, so is that the last day?
That's the last Friday of the semester, and the finals after that. All right, let's see. Not Zoom. Page display, no. Show hide. Properties bar? No. I want to turn this thing off. Anybody know how to do that?
What's that, sir?
This little thing over here, maybe that does.
Oh, yeah.
No?
That thing there.
I'm going to cut this off. So I have my full. Has to be
So
show hide
is the drawings going to be in AutoCAD or Revit?
toolbar items.
Is that what we're going to use Revit this semester?
No,
I like to get all the Revit I can. Bills.
menu bar. Nope, that was the wrong thing. That was the menu bar. Man. Now what do I do? Hide toolbars. Good, I don't have anything showing now. General. What did I do? Reset panes. Somebody help me. Oh well, I'll figure that out a little bit later. This is underneath academics and your quality enhancement plan and your written expression. Okay, it's the expectations that we use at campus wide. So 3 and 4, levels 3 and 4 are right here. So the top level is described as expression at this level would be tailored to the needs of the audience, customer, class, instructor. When including outside research, MLA, APA format will be followed. Complete sentences are required, and grammar, mechanics, and spellings are evaluated. So research papers, case studies, resumes, so forth. Professional correspondence, I and you permitted, including emails, business letters, and memos. So at any rate, somewhere between 3 and 4, because also essays are in here, but we're mainly doing a research paper kind of thing. So you'll use the MLA style, okay? Medical library, I think is what it is, isn't it? And number of pages, 10. That's including your title and your bibliography. Okay, so you'll look at MLA of and see what all goes in there as far as the pages. And if you need assistance with that, just let me know so I can provide you. But let me show you a spot. Y'all want to make a note of this, and I'll stick the link to it in Blackboard. But here is a really, really good site to help you. It's called the OWL. It's at Purdue University. It's the online writing lab. It's free. And so formatting and style guide for MLA 2009. Bingo, right there. And they have sample papers.
They got one in the library there. That's the one I used for when I wrote the paper in history.
So this one is, I just like using it. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should use just ours, but there you are. That will guide you along and for the MLA format. So OWL Purdue. If you just search for that, you'll find it. Okay. Then the draft, your rough draft. Okay. And whatever you've got going, which you should have started some kind of outline and resources and started writing by the midterm. Okay, so it's due at midterm, so part of your grade for the paper will be that you submit a draft by midterm. So that's 8 weeks, roughly, 7.5. Okay, so if you don't turn in a draft by midterm, that's going to make it impossible for you to get an A on your term paper. I don't care how good it is. Okay, so be working on it. Otherwise, it's just all going to cave in on you. I don't know how much other courses y'all have got to do, but some of you, well, all 3 of you have got some other coursework to finish up for me too. So you're going to be busy.
Yeah, well,
All right? Any questions about any of this stuff? So,
so can we,
2 American architects. You'll need to research architects and pick out a couple that are different in a lot of ways and compare them, in other ways. So compare and contrast of their styles and their preparation, their what they accomplished, contrasting and comparing them, their careers,
so can it be any architect? As long as it's
American,
As long as it's American, right?
American,
Okay.
and any age. Okay? Obviously somebody that's designed and built a lot of stuff, Otherwise wouldn't be much to compare. You'd be writing about just one of them. So we'll start off by looking at site considerations. In your book, that's going to be chapter 15. You will need to work on the review questions this week. Work in a group if you want to. Work by yourself. I'm going to do a little PowerPoint here that just give you a quick overview of it. You do need to read and study chapter 14. It's not mentioned on here, but you do need to survey that chapter and look at the terminology and so forth, because that's talking all about the legal descriptions. Okay? Whereas 15 is going to get us into the layout and considerations, okay, for a site. Right? Then we're going to do a floor plan layout using problem 1813. So just so you'll know what it's looking like, you can flip to it, or it's problem 1813. Okay, so it's a simple multi-story vacation home, really.
Cool.
That's what it is. So has different options, and you can choose what kind of walls that you want it to have. This is basically all you have to work off of, is that. So a lot of some research and thinking of it's got to go into it about what you want to put in it, what type of windows, what type of exterior, roofing. You got to make a lot of decisions. Heating and air, plumbing. You got to collect specifications for all of the HVAC, windows, plumbing, cabinets, siding, roofing, all the appliances, the wood stove that's going to go in there, ceiling fan, maybe solar panels. So it's a little open-ended. Everybody, all 3 of you should turn in something a little bit different. But, some of it may be the same. So you got to figure out what kind of walls, You got to determine if this is enough space, for each room, where the HVAC's going to go, where the water heater's going to go, because it really don't really show much of that on there. Okay, it's just kind of like what you get out of one of those floor plan catalogs,
Well, I got a fistful of blueprints in my truck, so.
And you got to design some outside stairs and decks, so you'll have to kind of go back and research where we did some stair drawings. You'll have to research about decks. You'll have to design a set of inside stairs, so there'll be some sections and details for that. So it says floor plan layout in your syllabus, but it's a whole lot more than just floor plan. Okay? Now you're going to be, this course is architectural design, so now you're kind of going to be doing design work.
So this is where you're going to bring it all together, right?
Well, that's where you're going to make decisions on what it's to be built out of, what's going in it, what it's going to look like. You are.
Right, I'm saying, so you're going to kind of help us bring everything you taught us together so we can draw a set of plans. Is that what you're saying, pretty much?
You're going to make all the decisions about how it's to be built. The size of it can't change, and basically the style of it cannot change. As far as it's 2-story and the shape of it doesn't change, but the way it looks, the covering of it, what you want to cover it with, outside, exterior finish that is, and how you want to finish it out inside, and how you want to construct it, if you want to make it out of just a platform, 2x4 or 2x6, or do you want to make it a beam and plank? Do you want to build it out of insulated concrete forms? Do you want to, you could make it all out of brick, but you got to remember this is supposedly out at a lake or something,
About stone.
It could be stone. Then there would be a frame on the inside, so you got to figure all that out. Then to follow up, we'll come right back after we get this accomplished here, which we should have this pretty much done by midterm. Okay, this part. Okay, then we're going to do the electrical plan for it. We'll bring Mr. Marty Higdon in, Professor Electrical. He'll come in and do a little chalk talk on electrical requirements. Plumbing plan layout, I'll do that. I'll get you up to speed on doing the plumbing plan. We got to do a roof plan. And there's actually some more that got chopped off for some reason or other on my syllabus when I was doing my editing, and I didn't get it back in there. So there'll be elevations we've got to do. We got to create presentation drawings for it. We got to do some layouts. Once we get our floor plan figured out really good, then we want to come back and do what we call a preliminary or a presentation floor plan that's going to be suitable for presentation, where you can put them on an easel and might be displayed in a contractor's office or something, or a builder's office.
I had a guy bring me out a preliminary drawing the other day of a house he was going to build.
Yeah, we mounted on the poster board. Yep.
But it wasn't the actual drawing, of course, but it showed the pictures of the brick and the chimney and
Right. And of course the site plan itself, we've got to come up with the drawings that we're going to do for that. So we really we don't really do much for our project at the beginning here. We're going to do a site plan or two starting next week. Okay, but they won't be this. There'll be a site plan, just some generic ones. Then when we're done with our floor plan, we'll come back and put it on a site plan. Okay? So, like before, you know, keep all your work in a folder on your desktop or on your laptop. Basically, you're going to submit everything through Blackboard. Okay, your final paper. I'll probably adjust that a little bit, where it's not 40%. But right now, that's what it is. 40% of your grade is your paper that you're writing for me. That's a little too much. I'm going to lower that. Okay? So there should be some tests in here. So I'm going to redo that. So probably split that, you know, written test 20, final paper 20. Make it a little fairer. Okay? Everything else, you know the drill on it. So I just need to print this page out here. Any questions about any of it?
It's pretty simple.
Okay. All right.
I just upload the questions on Blackboard, like we usually do. For chapter 15.
Nothing's on Blackboard in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.